So Cheryl and I have stopped in this stand to show you an example of a stand in this area that has not had very much management. Cheryl, can you talk just for a moment about the history of this particular stand?
Yeah, sure. So this is an area that, like other ones that we've seen, originated from logging in the late 1920s, and then that was followed by a wildfire in 1931. And back in those times, there was not a reforestation program. It really hadn't been developed, in terms of sourcing seed and, nursery cultivation of seedlings and even trained workforces to plant trees. Just all had not come together yet. And so back at those times, most forests regenerated naturally. And so this came in completely naturally after fire. And that's what these forests are adapted to do, because the most important natural disturbance type here, are large stand-initiating wildfires that happen, hundreds of years apart. That's typical of the coastal western hemlock, particularly the drier parts. We're in the dry maritime subzone. So we're in a stand here that has been left alone completely since that time, and it naturally regenerated to a mix of Douglas fir, western hemlock, and western red cedar. That's what we're standing amongst here. There's some western hemlock right here beside us, and all the three species coexist really well. You can still see a few traces of some of the broadleafs that also regenerated alongside them at the same time, but those tend to get out-competed over time, so we see fewer and fewer. So I'm talking about species like paper birch, red alder, a big leaf maple. There's a few big leaf maples still in the stand, but mostly dominated by these conifers. And they're just beginning to reach maturity now at about 80 to 85 years now since that fire disturbance. That's how old these trees are.
And from a management perspective, why hasn't there been any? Why have you chosen not to do any management activity in this particular spot?
Well, this is part of a research area, and we're in between two treatment blocks for a riparian research area, and so the overall level of disturbance has been kept low so that it doesn't impact the research. So we've left this area alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.